Welcome back to Critical Mass, the show that criticizes the critics. The Academy Awards. Winning one is considered by many in the industry to be the absolute pinnacle of accomplishment in film. And with the Academy deciding to acknowledge the achievements of popular movies, and with comic book movies being some of the most popular out there right now, it stands to reason that many people are anticipating some superhero Oscars. But should this be the case? Should the Oscars be awarded to popular films, including superhero movies? Now let's start things off by talking about the fact that superhero films have received Oscars before. Comic book films have won a lot of technical awards for things like special effects and sound. Spider-Man 2 alone won awards for sound editing, sound mixing, and visual effects. But Oscars like those tend to get overlooked by the mainstream public. However, Big Hero 6 won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature. But again, that's not exactly the most high-profile Oscar out there now, is it? What is probably the most prized Oscar won by a traditional superhero movie would most likely be Heath Ledger's, who won his for Best Supporting Actor in The Dark Knight. But even still, with all that being said, it's still not enough to satisfy many fans. And this is also happening in a time when the Oscars have been getting some flack for not being inclusive enough in general. And the ratings are beginning to reflect this disapproval, with people tuning into the ceremony less and less, and with mainstream culture beginning to lean more and more on the praises of websites like Rotten Tomatoes rather than the Academy. Furthermore, when it comes to endorsing popular films, comic book movies have changed a lot too. Any fan of the genre can see that overall the quality of superhero movies have been going up. Comic book movies aren't just good for comic book movies anymore. Now, some are just good as movies. Period. And when we look at the quality of films like Civil War and Black Panther, judging from them, it's perfectly understandable that fans want to see such hard work acknowledged and appreciated. But let's get down to business. Do I think that popular films such as comic book movies deserve to win Academy Awards? No. First, allow me to say that I just love comic book movies, and I do think that they're some of the very best in filmmaking. I would also like to say that I do want to win an Oscar myself, and I still do hold the award in high regard. However, I don't feel the need to force these two worlds together. I know that if I came up with an award, I would like to bestow that award onto whoever or whatever I would want to. And if you don't agree with my choices, that's fine, but just remember, this is my award, and I'll give it to whoever I want. And if I started changing or caving to the demands of the mainstream in order to cater to fan demand, then would I not be cheapening my own award? Wouldn't it intrinsically lower its own value if I gave the award to something other than what I think is the very best? Look at it this way. Should the kid who's voted most popular in school also get to be valedictorian just because he's popular? The Oscars tend to favor dramatic performances as the finest in filmmaking. That's their preferred film experience. It's what the Academy likes. Complaining until they change or include additional categories just gives us a substandard award that doesn't mean much. Therefore, nobody really wins. Speaking of which, remember those technical Oscars the comic book films have won? Well, since nobody seems to care about those, what makes you think that a popular movie Oscar is going to be any different? And look, I know that people want to see their favorite films get recognized, but there are still other parts of the film industry that are arguably more overdue for Academy attention above superhero movies, such as comedies and stunt work. But lastly, let's remember, popular movies get a different kind of award. They're popular. They make the money. I mean, do they really need to have everything?